Hi boys and girls, welcome back to Snack Time with a Dollop of Read-Aloud. Today we're going to pick up with chapter 4, but before we do all that, I have to say I've loved reading all of your comments about your favorite movies like Wonder, Angry Birds 2, Benji, and hearing about your most important family members. There was some mention of uncles, brothers, little sisters, all very important to each and every one of you. And it's just as important for you to comment when you finish listening and with the prompt that Mrs. Willis gives you, because this is going to take the place of our daily discussion when we would normally be in room 412 after our read aloud. So in order to keep a little bit of normalcy, I'm just asking that you make a quick comment down below when you're done with listening to this post today. Okay? Now, before we start reading again, 26 Fairmount Avenue by Tomie dePaolo, I want to quickly thank Penguin Random House Publishing as well as J.P. Putnam & Sons for allowing me to share this book with you. Now, when we last left Tomie, he was at the movie theater with his brother watching Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Now, we're going to pick back up with Tomie and his family, and we're going to find out a little bit more about the progress that his house is undergoing. Okay? So here we go. Chapter 4. Right after the Christmas of 1938, my dad had a big fight with the man he had hired to build the house. My mom and dad wanted the house to be built a certain way. Makes sense. But the builder didn't listen to them. "I'm paying for it," Dad would yell. And again, the builder didn't listen. As a result, my dad fired the builder. So 26 Fairmount Avenue just sat there all winter without any work being done. My dad and Mom would put Buddy and me in the car and drive by to look at the sad, unfinished house. Maybe we would have to live in an apartment forever, I worried. Easter came. Easter was always fun because every year the Easter Bunny brought Buddy and me Easter baskets. I always got a stuffed animal of some kind. My favorite was a duck. We got new outfits to wear to church on Easter Sunday, and my mom must have loved to dress Buddy and me up because there were pictures and home movies of us. Buddy in long pants and a jacket and a necktie, me in shorts, a striped shirt and a beret. We were certainly what grown-ups called fashion plates. Fashion plates, in case you didn't know, just meant a very stylish or snappy dresser. Okay? "Guess what?" my dad said one day in the spring. "Johnny Papalo, Tony Nessie, and my other friends are going to help us build the house. Hooray! I might get to live in our house at 26 Fairmount Avenue after all. Plus, I'm getting out of snapping practice. That was a pretty sad snap. I apologize, guys. But here's Buddy, and there's Tomie in their stylish, fashion platey best." But before my dad's friends could start working, the city decided that Fairmount Avenue would be a real street after all, with telephone poles and street lights. Machines came and scraped away the dirt, which made the street lower. Suddenly, our house, which had been on a small hill when we started building it, was now way up in the air. My mom cried and Dad said some bad words. Now a wall would have to be built to help keep the front yard from falling into the street. Stairs would have to be made so we could get to the front door, and at last but not least, they would have to put in a steep. Now, steep means like either really high, like a really sharp incline, or a really quick decline. Okay? They would have to put in a steep driveway so we could get into the garage. Until all of this was done, no one could work on the house because no one could get up to it. And there's Tommie's mom, sad because yet again the house is being delayed. And the new street was still just dirt. Every time it rained, of course, the street turned to mud. Well, my father's friends were really smart men. They just got boards and lots of wood, or lots of wooden planks, and made a long walkway up to the house. Mr. Johnny dePaolo and Mr. Tony Nessie and all the others started to work. Soon the roof was on the house, and inside walls were getting put up. They were made of something called plasterboard, which is like a really heavy cardboard. Later, men called plasterers would come in and smear wet plaster over the plasterboard, and it would dry smooth into white walls. There's the house. Remember when the last time we saw it, it was all sticks. Now, there's still some sticks on this side and on that side. But for the most part, the house in the middle, it's really coming along. Yay! It's exciting. We're getting closer. But before the plasterers came, Mr. Johnny dePaolo gave me a piece of bright blue chalk from his toolbox. He knew I wanted to be an artist when I grew up. I looked at those blank walls and knew what I wanted to do. I think this is every child's dream, or every parent's nightmare. Stay tuned. I asked my mom if I could make drawings of the family. Where do you think he wanted to draw? I'll wait. I heard it. The walls. She and my dad talked about it, and finally, my dad said, "Okay, Tomie, Mom and I decided that you can make pictures on the plasterboard, but as soon as the plasterers come, no more drawing on the walls. Okay?" Sure, it was okay. But maybe if they saw how great my pictures were, they'd decide to keep them and plaster around them. I decided I would keep that to myself. But what would I draw? I thought, and I thought, and I thought some more. And then I knew. I decided I would give each person in my family a special corner in our living room. I put Mom and Dad in the corner by the fireplace. I put my grandfather, Tom, remember he calls him Tom, in the other corner. I put me there too. I put Buddy and Nana downstairs and Nana Fall River by the kitchen. That way they wouldn't have too far to go up the steps. I didn't draw Nana upstairs because she had died and gone to heaven a few months before. The corner by the front door was saved for my Uncle Charles and his girlfriend Viva. Along the wall, I drew some cousins looking out the windows too. So there's Mom, Dad, Grandpa Tom, and Tomie. And then there's Nana downstairs, right by my finger. That's Nana downstairs. And then there's Buddy. And this one behind Tomie is Nana Fall Rivers. And this is his uncle getting built, or getting not built, drawn. And that's his girlfriend Viva. Okay? It's a little sad hearing that Grandma upstairs isn't with, or Nana upstairs isn't with us anymore, but he remembered her anyways. We didn't have real stairs yet to the second floor, so I couldn't go up to the bedrooms. Mom had already told me that the biggest one was for her and Dad, and the smallest one was the just-in-case nursery. Later, we needed it. We needed that just-in-case nursery for my sisters, Maureen and Judy. If I could have gotten up there, I would have. I would have gone into the room that Buddy and I were going to share, and I would have marked it with which side should have been mine. But, of course, I had to wait. The plasterers finally came and covered over all of my beautiful drawings. I was mad. But my grandfather Tom told me that that was a perfect solution, because that meant that underneath the plaster on those walls was all of my family there forever. That made me feel better. Tom always made me feel better. With everything going along smoothly, my dad started talking about backyard projects. The backyard was filled with weeds and tall grass and stuff, and it could be plowed and smoothed so grass could be planted. I'm going to wait for fall to get here for that backyard project, Dad said. Maybe we can start on the front wall and the steps up to the walkway to the front door. But before they did, guess what? The city came back, and the city scraped more and more dirt from the street. Our house was even higher on the hill now. It was way up in the air, and we needed that wall more than ever. Of course, my mom kept crying, and my dad kept saying more and more bad words. Before we stop, I forgot to show you Tom, his grandfather, and Tomie. Cute. Now that's it for our chapter for the day. So I thought I would go back to this picture because I thought that was really an important picture, what he did. And that's going to lead us into our request or response or prompt of the day. Okay? Keeping this picture in mind, I want you to think about what Tomie did. Can you see it? It says, before Tomie moved into 26 Fairmount Avenue, his parents let him make a chalk mural of his family. So what I would like for you to do today, guys, is draw me a picture. Draw me a picture and share it of your family, whatever your family might look like. Be sure to use a lot of color and make sure you include their names. Okay? Because I love to look at art, but I also love to know what your diagram is showing me. And the one way you can do that is by using labels. Now, this is going to be your task for today. I can't wait to see your family drawings. I will share you some of my boys' family artwork when they were little, and you can see what they thought our family looked like too, and maybe it might even look like what Tomie did. Again, I'm so glad that you came and you joined us today for 26 Fairmount Avenue. I can't wait to see what you're going to do, and I will talk with you later. One more thing, I'm going to also attach another link to another Tomie dePaolo book that again expresses how much he loves drawing. In a book, it's another read aloud. It's a book called The Art Lesson. It's a picture book, so it won't be long, but it's another glimpse into Tomie's life and how much art was an important part of it. All right? Have a great day. I can't wait to see the work that you do, and I will talk with you later. Stay safe. I miss you, and draw, draw, draw. Bye, guys.